Burt and his partner Anton have a wildly successful magic act in Vegas.
What are you wearing?
My magician's costume, because I am a magician.
The whole point of this is to update our act.
But Anton quits after Burt injures him in a dangerous stunt.
Burt, you're gonna break the box! No, you're gonna break the box!
Overshadowed by a street magician, Burt tries to reclaim his top billing in The Incredible Burt Wonderstone.
Hi, I'm Brenna.
I'm Sean.
Hi, I'm Liz. And we're here today to discuss The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, the new film starring Steve Carell, Steve Buscemi, and Jim Carrey. We've all just seen it. Brenna, you wanna start us off?
It was written by Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daley. They also came up with a story for it, and that's probably the weakest part of the movie. I enjoyed this movie thoroughly, but I have to say that the problems with this film come from the writing. The story is very problematic.
I felt like it's missing the magic.
The beginning and the end were adorable, like really sweet and heartfelt moments. And it's bookended with adorableness.
The first 10 minutes with them as kids, I was like, I wanted the whole movie to be them
So
as kids
lovely.
learning magic. That would have been great.
There were moments where I couldn't figure out if I should go aw or laugh. So I did like an awkward like, ha ha, aw.
It seems almost as if the story is just a vessel for jokes and not necessarily to impart any wisdom or any kind of tone or thematic content. And that's what bothers me. But the value of the beginning and the end overrides everything.
What you do is not magic.
I understand. It's natural for a dying leaf to be frightened by the autumn wind.
I don't think there's enough plot to sustain the picture. They couldn't really figure out, well, is this a movie about two magicians who can't get along? Or no, this is actually a romantic comedy with Steve Carell and Olivia Wilde's character. But no, it's not really about that either. There's a mentor played by Alan Arkin, and then Steve Carell doesn't really know his magic well enough, so he teaches him that. And the movie never really finds its footing as to exactly what it wants to be or what the story is it wants to tell.
It has too many supporting characters. We have our lead, Burt Wonderstone, played by Steve Carell, but then I was trying to figure out who's his support. And so we have, this very odd triangle going on.
Yeah.
And you're right, the film didn't pick and choose the subplots that it wanted to discover. It just tried to get
Tried to put them all in there, yeah.
What about all my investments?
There's your imported Mexican spring water, Agua de Leche.
That was a very classy product. High-end packaging.
It's Mexican water, Burt. You were selling the promise of diarrhea for $3 a bottle.
Despite all the story problems, the cast is where this film shines.
Steve Carell seems to be channeling Will Ferrell the majority of the film. He plays grumpy Will Ferrell, who's obsessed with himself. And then halfway through the film, when we have the character arc change, Steve Carell gets back to his likable, adorable self that he does so well at.
So Steve Buscemi from Boardwalk Empire fame plays Anton, Burt's partner in magic, and he's my favorite part of the movie. He's sweet and he's funny and he's the butt of every joke, and he just smiles it off, which makes it that much more adorable.
I really like Jim Carrey, but I saw him on the posters for this movie, and the way he looked, I thought, this is going to be great. This seems like a quintessential Jim Carrey character. And it's not that he's bad, but he comes on screen, the first scene, you know exactly who he is, you know exactly what his purpose in the movie is. That's it. He doesn't go anywhere, and the movie has nowhere for him to go.
He is absolutely ripped in this. He's got these fake
hair.
tattoos, these long hair, and he's just buff. He's got the scene where he's like stretching and like looking at like an Asian chick who's giving him eyes, and it's just Jim Carrey.
See you in the morning. Somebody give me a wake-up call or I'll sleep right through.
The absolute best part of the film was Alan Arkin. And I think that Alan Arkin can save any film from
Makes
its
every
own
movie
demise.
better.
He makes every movie better. He was heartfelt, he was genuine, he was sweet, he was kind, he was hilarious.
He's great, but again, it's sort of the same thing with every character. They could have used him more. They could have done something
The whole
else
film
with
should have
him.
been Alan Arkin, though.
Probably.
That would have been an amazing film.
Or he should have been it from the beginning. Him and the two kids. Alan Arkin and the two kids learning magic.
It's time for my final disappearing act.
Where did he go? He has gone to a better place.
He's under the bed.
I know.
Our director is Don Scardino of 30 Rock fame. There are certain times where you can see, he's got, like you said, he's got all these A-list actors. These A-list actors who, if you don't control them, will just banter back and forth all day long and be able to rein them in and let them loose depending on what scene it is, depending on what you need. I think that speaks a lot to his skill. So if he gets a better script, he could do awesome work.
Yeah, and when the film is good, it's really good. Like, there's some wonderful camera work in specific scenes that illustrate magic tricks in one take.
The single take thing that you're talking about, they do a trick at the beginning of the movie called the hangman, where you basically get to see this trick with one camera move, and so it's like you're actually watching a live magic show.
Right.
They consulted with illusionists. They consulted with David Copperfield, with Criss Angel, which I think is interesting because Jim Carrey is just a walking, talking Criss Angel joke, so I'm interested to see what Criss Angel feels about it. My favorite scene, which is the magician sex scene, which was just way too short. They could have done so much more with it, but it was also absolutely hilarious with what they
Just
had.
like magician sex.
Magician sex is just so fascinating to me. I just like, oh, where did it, oh, there it is.
But that's your note for every movie.
There should be more magician sex.
Lincoln, you were like, there should be more magician sex.
I agree.
The Incredible Burt Wonderstone has some story and structure problems. However, it does have some very funny jokes, and it also has Alan Arkin. Stream it.
I agree that there are some serious story problems, but everything else is just so much fun. I give it a see it.
Yeah, there are some entertaining moments, but I felt like it was a magic trick where I knew the secret. Fun, but predictable. Stream it.
Well, it looks like our votes add up to 2 full tickets, which is a stream it for The Incredible Burt Wonderstone. Cheers!
To magic.
All right, guys, I have a magic convention I gotta get to, so I'll see you later.
Oh, that was today?